Welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. Here are the news today. The Prime Minister has just issued a directive on strengthening the direction of the graduation exams of 2020, which clearly states the responsibilities of ministry, branches, and localities. The Prime Minister asked the Minister and the Ministry of Education and Training to take over a responsibility for the high school graduation exam and promulgate guiding documents, regulations, guidelines, and deploy plans of organization and enrollment. The Ministry of Education and Training must promptly answer questions and concerns of candidates and citizens on the contents related to the examination and enrollment. The directive requires the People's Committees of provinces and cities directly under the central government, which are directly the presidents of the People's Committees of the provinces and cities, to take responsibilities for organizing exams in the area. They must inspecting, examining, announcing exam results, reviewing test papers, analyzing exam result data, and learning results of high school students. The Ministry of Industry and Trade has just issued a circular regulating rules of origin in the EVFTA agreement. This is an important legal basis for goods exported to the EU to be granted preferential certificates of origin right after EVFTA agreement comes into effect. The circular includes 5 chapters, 42 articles, and 8 appendixes. The circular, which implements the rules of origin of goods in the EVFTA agreement, applies to entities that are traders and organizations that issue certificates of origins. The circular will be effective from August 1, 2020. As soon as the EVFTA agreement comes into effect, Vietnamese goods exported to the EU market will be granted a new model of certificate and enjoy preferential tariffs under the EVFTA agreement. The granting of new certificates to export goods to the EU under EVFTA shall be conducted by agencies and organizations that issue preferential certificates authorized by the Ministry of Industry and Trade. Yesterday afternoon, Đồng Nai Provincial Youth Union held a conference to review the implementation of the 5-year project Ho Chi Minh Youth Union of Đồng Nai Province to participate in building new rural period 2055 to 2020. According to the report of the union, in the past 5 years, the movement Đồng Nai Youth Joint Hand to Build New Rural Areas has organized training courses on the work of building a new countryside for more than 4,200 members, more than 170 propagandas on New Rural for more than 28,000 members and people. Up to April 2020, various levels of youth union have been carrying out many works, such as lining up alleys, constructing 24 model rural roads, constructing 122 houses of kindness, red scaps houses, building 15 bridges with a total value of more than 10 billion Vietnamese dong. The conference adopted the presentation of the ministerial levels and conducted discussions and exchanges around the contents, such as evaluation of the achieved result, limitations, causes, and lessons learned on each content. On this occasion, the Provincial Youth Union rewarded collectives and individuals with outstanding achievements in the direction, organization, and implementation of the project. Yesterday, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a historic bill under which Washington, D.C. was proposed as the 51st state of the United States. The passage of the U.S. House of Representatives through a bill with 232 votes and 180 against. It marks a historic turning point whereby the District of Columbia will be represented in both houses of Congress. Under the bill, Washington will have one representative entitled to vote in the House of Representatives and two representatives voting in the Senate. Under current law, the entire Washington, D.C. region has only one representative in the House of Representatives. But this representative has the right to vote on committees only and not to vote in secret sessions of Congress. Many federal laws are passed without the representatives of voters in the United States Capitol. With the number of COVID-19 cases rising sharply on Wednesday, the Indian capital, New Delhi, became a city heavily affected by the COVID-19 epidemic. Experts have resorted the term tsunami COVID-19 to talk about the situation the city is facing, while hospitals are in a state of serious overload that cannot receive any more patients. Experts warn that New Delhi needs 80,000 more beds to cope with the COVID-19 epidemic. The health system has not been effectively invested, lacking both facilities and health workers, makes New Delhi in particular and India in general difficult to cope with the COVID-19 epidemic. Currently, more than half of all COVID-19 cases are isolated at home, and the rest need medical attention. Indian health officials are now increasing the city's testing capacity to 18,000 samples a day, using hotels and carriages as quarantine places to control the disease. That is the end of the news today. Thank you for tuning in.